Steel National Infrastructure Conclave 2012 was recently held in Mumbai. The conclave brought together various stakeholders, including industry leaders, decision makers from leading institutions, and key bureaucrats to have an open dialogue and explore various possibilities for smoother implementation of infrastructure projects. The event session had industry leaders, including Essar's senior leadership, speaking and anchoring panel discussions on various aspects of infrastructure.
It is indeed an honor for Essar Steel, in association with CNBC TV 18, to host the National Infrastructure Conclave 2012 in Mumbai. Infrastructure separates the developed from the developing nations. It silently boosts the GDP growth of a nation. The Indian government has been seized of the matter and has earmarked $1 trillion in the 12th five-year plan for infrastructure. Modern rail transport system, deep draft ports, efficient power plants, new airport, sea links, all need to be done at a fast pace with innovative methods of construction.
The day-long summit saw some of the veterans in the infrastructure sector and policymakers share a platform to discuss the implementation imperatives for the industry.
First of all, let me congratulate and appreciate the corporate efforts that Essar Steel has been doing by creating this conclave towards the entire sector of infrastructure. So my congratulations and wishes to your company. Secondly, this is a great initiative, I think, which is definitely was required, and I think since couple of years you have taken up this initiative, and year on year it is definitely getting a better visibility in our country. That is one. Two, this also helps in bringing the right people together on the platform to address the national issues of infrastructure, and I think it's a very creative approach, and with time I am sure this conclave what Essar has been planning will pay back to the nation.
Having good infrastructure will certainly improve the GDP growth by almost 2% is what I feel, because our costs in terms of export competitiveness, in logistics, etc. is very high because we don't have proper infrastructure. And naturally when there is higher growth, with trickle down, I think everybody is benefited. And infrastructure is also known to create a lot of jobs. It's not that we are investing in infrastructure and forgetting about it. There's constant maintenance, and the benefits go right down to the poorest of the poor. Because for example, if there are roads which are going to be connecting villages, certainly it's going to improve the quality of life of these people. It's going to reduce the costs of whatever inputs they're putting in for agriculture, reduce the cost of their exports to not only abroad but also to cities and so on. Now, this is a unique conclave in the sense that all aspects of infrastructure are being brought together for discussion and everybody is participating. So we have a lot of cross-sector references and cross-sector opinions which we don't get normally, because in the port sector, shipping sector, we have a lot of conferences, international as well as domestic, in which we talk just about the sector. Now we understand the relationship between our sector and other sectors and understand their problems better, and we are able to better synchronize and also plan our projects so that they will be in sync with the other projects like railways, road projects, coastal shipping projects and so on.
I think the infrastructure sector is one of the most important sectors with respect to the growth of India that needs to be charted out over the next decade or even more. More importantly, all associated infrastructure which comes up with the mega infrastructure projects clearly benefits socio-economic development around that entire area, because infrastructure development never happens in isolation. It's always a cluster, it's always an ecosystem that you develop. There are townships, there are schools, there are a lot of medical facilities, a lot of employment opportunities that come associated with that kind of a development. So I believe that infrastructure has a great role to play, and in even more critical and important role to play in India's growth story.
The conclave is one of the biggest infrastructure summits in India, held as a precursor to the Infrastructure Excellence Awards. Essar Steel, together with CNBC TV 18, instituted the Infrastructure Excellence Awards in 2009 to facilitate the best infrastructure projects in the country.